Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 3. I'm here with Don. We're on another farm here. He's going to kind of explain to you on how he sets this farm up to get the results that he gets every fall. If you guys have ever watched Don's show, Whitetail Freaks, you're going to see some deer that I actually dream about, but you pass them. So I guess I'll just turn it over and let you talk about it. So,
well, this plot here is called the Jacked 8 plot. The very first year we ever had this farm, we came in here and Candy killed a real weird deer called the Jacked 8. So therefore, the Jacked 8 plot stuck.
Well, I think I found my lucky hat. There's a good buck at the far end. I threw some grunts at him. He doesn't act real interested, but he knows we're over here, so maybe he'll just make his way this direction. What was he chasing now?
The buck would stay out between 100 and 150 yards for some time.
You know, nobody's had any encounters with him or seen him since velvet time. So I was really getting pumped up. I hadn't had a deer on the ground, and I was definitely not gonna let this buck slip through my fingers.
What's he doing? Oh, yeah.
With the camera light fading and the jacked up 8 still chasing does and getting territorial.
He slowly was working his way along where the scrape lines were, and he finally was coming from left to right. And he got into the one shooting hole that I had. All right. Got him.
Finally, that buck came in. He's about 30 yards, and I think I made a good shot.
Man, look at him. He's super cool. He's got a broken G4 on the right side, but you know what? I don't care. He's a definite mature buck for me with my bow, and I couldn't be happier.
Well, I finally get the phone call. You know, Candy was all excited. She got the Jacked 8 on the ground, made a great shot. I get over there and see that this deer has one eye put out and a couple tines broke off. You know, the deer in velvet looked a lot bigger, but he had 2 more points. But that deer had definitely been through a battle. I think Candy was really pleased to finally get a big buck on the ground, though. It's one of my biggest plots. It's pushing 5 acres, and we plant like 1.5 acres of antler king around the whole southern border of this, and the rest I have in standing corn, because we got a lot of deer numbers there. We've got to have a lot of food. Yep. As you can tell, see these corn stalks? That's heavily damaged.
Destroying them.
Yeah, and come fall, if this is too damaged, I'll work this up too, and this whole lower part will all be antler king, fall, winter, spring, honey hole, slam dunk, and lights out.
Yep.
But the bucks we've taken off this have been incredible, especially Candy. She pretty much hogs them all. She's killed, I don't know how many bucks, 6 or 8 big giants off of here.
This Jacked 8 blind, Candy has killed 5 total bucks in the previous years, including the Big 9 3 years ago, along with taking Shy's buck that year. And then 2 years ago, Candy also took down this 163-inch stud.
What a beautiful buck. Nice, beautiful wraparound beams. Beautiful, nice, tall G2s.
Candy was hunting on New Year's Day at the Jacked 8 blind. Candy hammered a buck named Crooked Brow.
Look at his brows. Look at the stuff coming off his bases. He's a cool buck.
They all come from the south, so again, it's one of those plots where you got a perfect wind, keeping the wind away from everything.
Yep.
They transition out of this bedding area right here, straight into the green. But if you're patient, they'll work their way towards the corn before dark.
Yep.
And last year I was lucky enough myself to finally kill the buck that I call the 10x9. And I saw him right there. He was eating in that antler king. It was actually turnips and lights out.
Yep.
It was in the snow, but he was eating the tops of the turnips and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He was digging down again, and I saw this big rack. I had a heart attack. I was never so nervous in my life, but we finally got it done on that buck. So this plot's got a lot of memories. It's been a great plot for us.
Absolutely. Well, Don, let's kind of touch on your corn here. You know, we see the deer destroying it. And like you were talking about, that you would come in here and replant something in here if that continues. But let's talk about drought. You know, you're pretty dry here right now. You know, I think a lot of people need to realize that that's one reason you're planting a lot of greens as well. You definitely got to have something here just in case something, you never know what Mother Nature is going to
She
do
always
for
does
you.
something.
She does. You just never know. So at least with having both, you're going to have something.
That's right.
For some reason, if Mother Nature threw another curveball your way and you couldn't get back in here and replant this, at least you have something here.
And
in
it
the
always
greens.
happens that way. And this is southern Iowa.
Yeah,
We get
yeah.
severely dry in July and August.
Yep.
This year's no different. 15 inches in June, tried to kill everything,
Yep.
and then it shut off. We haven't had a rain since. Here it is, almost mid-July.
Wow.
And keep in mind, now they're talking the strongest El Nino on record right now,
Yep.
which changes the weather pattern everywhere.
Yep.
Supposedly, the Midwest is supposed to have a very warm winter.
Warm winter. That's what they're
So
calling it.
therefore, this corn won't have near as much
Right.
use as the green.
The greens will.
So I'm going to throw a lot of this to green. I may work some of this corn up even,
Yep.
because it's so damaged anyway.
Right.
And plant all this antler king. So always be mindful of that. Those warm winters do happen.
Oh, they do.
So if you stick it all into grain, you're losing out.
You're losing out. You very well could.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, Don, where are we going next?
I think we're going to go to the 120.
We're going to go to the 120.
That's another good one.
Well, I think we're going to have to wait till next week for that one, but
There you go.
all right. Appreciate you guys joining in. We'll see you next week for episode 4.